Now, Prince Harry's arrival in the UK, he is here making most of the front pages this morning, as you would expect. He's revealed that he won't be seeing his father during the visit, blaming the King's full programme of events. Well, Sarah Hewson joins me now. It's just sad, this, isn't it? There's his dad, he's going through cancer treatment. Obviously, Kate, his sister-in-law, the same. And they're not going to meet, even though they're not that far apart.
Yeah, no. I think sad is exactly the word for this, Lorraine, because I think we all hoped that the news of the King's cancer diagnosis, terrible news like that, can bring families back together. And could this be the moment of reconciliation? But it appears not. And so Prince Harry flew in on his own yesterday from California, landed in London just as the King was heading back to London from Windsor. They're both finding themselves in the same city. You know, normally we've got 5,000 miles and an Atlantic Ocean dividing them. That's not the case now, but there's still no time for a meeting. Yesterday, in fact, they were less than 3 miles apart. Harry attending an event at the Honourable Artillery Company in London. The King there at Buckingham Palace hosting the Fijian Prime Minister, and yet no time in the diary. Because, we're told by Harry's spokesman, of His Majesty's full programme, a diary of commitments and various other priorities. I mean, that's the bit.
Yes.
Other priorities that really stands out for me.
That's a stinger, isn't it? It really is. It's, again, you know, it's very sad. Is there a sense, though, that the family, the royal family, have just kind of closed ranks? Because, you know, it's difficult, isn't it? Because with the best will in the world, the trust is gone. The trust is gone. You know? That's absolutely right. And I think that's certainly the case between the brothers, William and Harry. There will be no kind of reunion between them right now, and particularly while Kate is undergoing her cancer treatment. And to highlight just how big that divide is, Harry and Meghan found out about Kate's cancer at the same time as the rest of us did. Oh, really? They didn't know until that statement was put out in the media. I thought and believed that there were signs of a reconciliation. Certainly the foundations were being laid for it over recent months. In November, the King's birthday, there was a phone call between Archie and Lilibet singing happy birthday to their grandfather. Harry flew over in February and had that very brief visit with his father, the King. He'd said every time he's back in the UK, he'd like to be able to see his family. And you would imagine if the King really wanted to, and yes, he's got lots on. He could find time. But there's it's his son. It's clear that they don't want to. No. And it's such a shame. But there is that thing of, well, if we do have a conversation with him, is it going to end up on Netflix? Is it going to end up in another book? This is the thing, isn't it? And it's so blinking sad because Invictus is brilliant. And that is why Harry's here. It's the best thing he's ever done. It's the most incredible thing he's ever done. There's a ceremony today at St Paul's Cathedral to mark 10 years of the Invictus Games. We will hear their accounts from people who say that what he has done through the Invictus has saved their lives. He has given them a purpose again in their lives. He's very much a part of the Invictus family now. We saw it yesterday. He was then out for dinner with a city financier who's on the Invictus Board of Trustees, but not part of his own family. And that is what is so tragic here, the gulf that really is between him and his family. And those wounds, because of the things that were said in Spare and on the Netflix documentary, are taking a very long time to heal. Very much so. And it's a shame because the two of them, him and Meghan, we believe, are off to Nigeria, if that's still going ahead. Although he does say that he doesn't feel safe in the UK, him and his family, but they're going there. Presumably he will get proper security when he's there, of course, you would expect that. But yeah, it's just that you sort of look at that and think that's the kind of thing they could be doing. They could have been doing inside the family. They would have been made such a difference. And it's interesting that Harry's here on his own without Meghan, because Meghan has been a huge supporter of what he's been doing for the Invictus Games. So why has she not come here? She's going directly to Nigeria. Well, you can easily fly. One of the routes to Nigeria is via London, but she's not here. Perhaps because of that argument he has over security, that it's not safe for him to bring his family here. It might undermine his case against the Home Office if he suddenly brings them back here. Oh, I never thought about that. Yeah. Right. But also, I don't think Meghan wants to come back. I don't think she feels welcome in this country. Last time they were at St Paul's for the Platinum Jubilee service, there were boos outside of the cathedral for them. So we end up with Harry cutting a pretty lonely figure, actually, and that's really, really sad to see. It is. It absolutely is. Sarah, thank you very much. Always good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed.